Hello, everyone. Well, today is an exciting day. Here we are in our first section class, and we have one movement left to be introduced to, which is cross hands. And then there is closing, which actually is not in the first section, but it's kind of nice to learn. So we may hit that today. We'll see how much time we have, but it's pretty simple, and it's one you can learn and work on in about 5 minutes. So not a problem. So let's do what we have done so far, everything that we've done so far. And then I think we'll practice sort of that second part of from the brush knees, do a little practice of that, just to, again, add that piece in, but we'll do it from the other direction. So you get to see that right brush knee from the direction that it's easier for you to see. Hey, AJ, nice to see you. And Rima's coming in too. I don't know if she can hear us yet, but welcome everybody. All right, so let's get started. Prepare. Opening. Left ward off. Right ward off. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Raise hands and step forward. White crane spreads its wings. Left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee and push. Right brush knee and push. And left brush knee and push. Hand strums the lute. Left brush knee and push. Parry, block, and punch, starting just like right brush knee, hands to the center, circling down, make that fist, stepping one line, two sides, arms forward, stand on that right foot, turn, block, punch. Apparent closing up. Little turn to the left, right arm yields forward. Both arms rotate, turn back square, cross your arms. open your right hand, turn to the right as you go back, and windshield wiper that left arm. Turning square, you're ready to push and push forward as your weight comes forward. All right, and then let's do that sequence of brush knees and on to the end, but from this direction. All right, so we're gonna start at white crane, spreads its wings. So everything that you're used to seeing easily will be hard, and everything that you're used to seeing with difficulty will be more easy. Okay, easier. All right, so you're in a left empty step, your right arm is up. Your right arm is gonna rotate as your weight comes back. You're gonna look at your palm, right arm down, left arm up, and swing, step for brush knee. Polish the table and strike. Yield and give way. Back foot comes in and pulling back. Heel touch, strum volute. Left brush knee again, arms rotate. Weight back. Step out for that bow step. Polish the table and strike. Right brush knee, left arm rises halfway, turns, arms to center, and go stand in the corner. Right arm over and step. Polish the table as you come forward and strike. On the right side now, right arm up, arms to center, stand in the corner and swing, step for a left brush knee, polish the table and strike. Adjust your position if you need to have room for parry, block, and punch. And parry, block, and punch. Just like you'd be doing a right brush knee, left arm rises, left foot turns out, arms at the center, both arms circle down, make that fist halfway down. You're stepping through one line, two sides, keep going, stand on that right foot, arms have swung forward and turn, block, punch as you come forward. Apparent closing up. You do not move your legs or your weight, so get real settled. You're going to turn your upper body to the left a little, and your right arm yields. You're going to rotate both arms and turn your body back, arms cross, and you open your right palm. Turn to the corner as you windshield wiper up and your weight goes back. Turning square, get ready to push your back and push forward. Just like the other push, except your left foot's forward. All right, nice final positions, folks. So questions about anything at this point? Any questions?
Yes, I had a question.
Yes, Viji.
So the last part after the punch,
Yes.
at what point do we start shifting the weight back?
Ah, good question. All right, so let's actually go through all of that. As I said, the footwork's pretty easy there, right? You only shift your weight back at one point. So absolutely. So I'm going to show it to you from, let me get a little closer, right? From let's see here. So this is the end of parry, block, and punch. And my hand looks like this, okay? All right, nice bow step. This is where I am. So I just stay here grounded. Somebody's pulling on my right arm. I'm giving way and I turn my upper body only a little to the left. Don't take your hips with you when you do that. Your tail is still pointing, you're a dinosaur, your tail's still pointing back. Then rotate both arms so your palms are up and cross them under here, right? At the end of that, you open your right palm. You still haven't shifted, right? Now you're going to shift. Big change. This is the big moment. You're going to try to get this hand out. That's why you opened your palm. Somebody's got it. They haven't quite let go, but they don't have a great grip. So we're going to go straight back as we do windshield wiper. And do you notice that I'm still kind of pointed forward, right? I haven't like done this, right? But I've turned this way. So here, 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 here. Okay. And this close, and this camera doesn't always give it to you great, but that's where we are. Then we stay back. We stay back as our forearms rotate and sit, our wrists sit as we turn our chest to square. And you want to feel like you could push a car here, right? And then you push, and that's when your weight comes forward. So let's all do that again. Can you see if we just do it from here? Look over your left shoulder, see if you can make it work. All right. So we're going to give way, little upper body turn to the left. Left hand is sort of flattening. Then turn back squares, the arms rotate and cross. Open the right hand. Now, windshield wiper, wipe that person off as you come back. Your chest is now towards the corner kind of away from me. Then we turn back, just our upper body's doing the turning here, and push forward and move forward. Remember, this moving forward is just a matter of which knee is bent and which knee is straight, right? You're not like going like this all the way back or this all the way forward. You're just shifting your weight enough. Okay, how about we do it from some other directions? So we'll do it from the direction it's actually in. So we've punched with our right hand, our left foot is forward. Actually, let me get a little closer. You can see more. Here we go. We're going to give way. See that left hand flatten and sort of pull back a little. See that I'm turned a little in my upper body. Rotate, turn back, open, back we go. Turn and push, come forward. All right, let's do it again. It's really easy now because you didn't really change your footwork, right? Make a fist with your right hand. Take this pushing hand and just bring it over here. And you're all set, right? This is the end of parry, block, and punch. And little turn to the left, give way, left hand flattens. Both arms rotate as you start to turn back and they cross. Right arm opens. You come back. You still have weight on your front foot. There's just a little more on your back one. And your chest is a little to the corner. Turn your chest back to square as you rotate your arms. They're ready to push. Push forward. Nice. Make a fist. Bring your pushing hand over. Here we go again. Give way. Little turn to the left. Cross those arms now and rotate them as you turn to the right. Open that right hand. Come back. Turn, ready to push, and push forward. Make a fist. Bring your arm back. Feel really grounded in your footwork. And somebody's pulling on your arm. Let them. Give way with a little turn to the left. Then you're rotating both forearms as you turn back. They cross. You open your right hand. You come back. Turn, get ready to punch, and shift forward. Through this whole thing, your gaze stays to the front. But of course, I know you're having to look at me a lot. But any of this that you don't have to look at me, it's a good time to do it. I'm now going to look at you while I do it, which is going to be very hard to do. All right, so here we are. They're pulling on us. We're going to give way and then cross our arms and rotate them. Open, come back. There's no way I can watch you from here because I'm turning the wrong way. And push. That's a parent closing up. How are you feeling about it? Good? Some thumbs up? Great.
Any
Great.
chance that we could do parry, block, and punch and then that like together?
Oh, that's such a great idea. Fabulous. And you know how many thumbs up you got, Rima? Like 3/4 of the class gave a double thumbs up to that idea. It's as if you want to practice parry, block, and punch. I mean, come on. Let's do it in this direction. That's the direction it's supposed to go in. Then we'll do it in the other direction. How about that? Okay. So parry, block, and punch starts from your left foot forward. It's a left bow step. You finished a brush knee. You know the trick for this? You know that push hand you've got up here? Just let it go down. See? That push hand, see that nice? See, just let it go down right here. That's the trick. If you want to know where it should be, that's where it is. Okay, so, and you've struck out. So you are at the end of brush knee. So here we come. Coming up to the center, that left foot goes out. Now, both arms come down. There's actually a parry here with your right arm. You're going to make your fist halfway down, step through. This is like one of those moments. It's a swing step. You're looking to the back and come through. Look at those arms coming through. Remember, one point I told you that at this moment, you would have your heel up. Then stand on that right foot and just turn. You're going to strike out or block out and bring your right fist to your hip. Then move forward and turn back. So let's do it one more time from this direction. Oh, wait, sorry. We have to go on from here. and apparent closing up. Yield, cross, open, back, turning back, get ready to push, and push. So another time, a little faster for parry, block, and punch. Left foot forward, no. Left arm sort of next to your knee, as it were. Right arm out from the strike. And as we shift a little bit back, left hand rises, they come to the center as the left foot goes out. Arms circle down, make a fist, stepping through, keep going, stand on the right foot, be balanced, turn all the way to the corner, stepping, turn, step, block, step, and make your fist is still there next to your hip. Then come through with that fist. Parent closing up. Yield, little turn to the left. Cross, say rotate and cross. Open, coming back. There's a turn to the right here of your upper body, your shoulders. Think of it that way. Turn them back and push. And how about from this other direction? So here we are, left foot forward. And left hand rises, left foot out, hands to center, both hands circle down, make that fist, step through, swing step it was, and ready, turn, block, punch, apparent closing up, a little turn to the left, you're yielding, arms cross as you turn back, then you open your right hand and go back, windshield wiper, wipe them off, turn back to square and push. How we feeling? You want one more time? Yeah? Okay. Practice is good. From the end of left brush knee, our left foot is forward, our right arm is striking. And parry, block, and punch. Left hand rises, arms to the center, both arms circle down, make that fist, swing, step. It's a one line, two side step, and turn and punch. Apparent closing up. Little turn to the left, yield, rotate, cross as you turn back, and wipe them off, turning back and pushing forward. All right. Any questions? Feeling a little better about parry, block, and punch? The good news is it occurs, it's like single whip. You don't know this yet. It occurs everywhere in the form. Every single section, you will have an opportunity to say, I always get confused at, and in just about every section, I think, well, anyway, you're going to see those brush knees again. In fact, you're going to see a right brush knee again, but there'll always be more left brush knees than right brush knees. That's just the way it is. So you have to practice those at home. Shall we go on? You want to learn the new move? All right. All right. So this move is not super tricky. This is not super tricky. I'm going to show it to you and then I'm going to break it down. I want to show it to you from the front and I want to show it to you from a couple of other angles, but and talk about it a little bit. So, but let me show it to you from here. So let's see, what have we done? Here we go. Okay, so here we are in this push. Let's give us a little more room. Here we are in this push. All right, this is what it looks like. Cross hands. You can figure out why it's that way. Do that again. Now, this is gonna look funny. I'm just gonna tell you that. This should all look symmetrical, and it's not gonna look that way for me. Just because the way I'm built and because I've had some surgeries done. But you should be balanced, you should be square, and the camera also makes it worse. So I'm just letting you know. So don't assume that the weight is one place. Let's see, where are we? Here we go. From push, shifting back, we sort of make a triangle. I'll get to that. Notice that pivot on the left side of my foot. See how my foot moved? I'm circling my arms down, shifted my weight completely. By the time my arms get down, I've touched. My arms are now crossed. Believe it or not, this used to be like this. My arms are crossed. I haven't fully shifted my weight, but my foot is down. And I end up in this position, cross hands. So the footwork for this is not terribly hard. So I think you can do it from here. So we were pushing, left foot forward, pushing. Okay, what is the footwork? We're gonna start to shift back and then turn our body. And when we do, we're gonna pivot on this left heel all the way here. In order to do that, a lot of the weight is on our right foot. So let's just try that much to start with. So here we are in this bow step. We're going to shift back pretty much to center and then move our Tai Chi pole, not completely, but towards this side as we rotate our left foot. You got that? This is not a terribly comfortable place to stay. So now we're going to push with the ball of our foot, okay? And let this foot rotate, the right foot rotate. You see, I'm shifting the weight back to center and then all the way over to my left side. Then I can bring this foot back, touch down, heel, ball, toe as I'm starting to shift to center. Okay? The other trick is you don't want to stand up. So if you catch yourself, really easy to do it like this and stand up. You see how my left leg is straight? But we want to be like you'd be at the end of opening with your knees bent. Is that right? No, actually, we want to be the way you'd be throughout much of the form with your knees a little bent. However bent your knees are normally, they may just be a tiny bit bent. You don't want to change that bend. Okay, let's do it again. You can just follow along. So we're going to shift back to center, moving that weight on the left foot from the whole foot, which you had before, to the heel pad. Now you can send your Tai Chi pole more towards the corner, but as you do, go ahead and rotate that foot all the way so it's pointing in front of you. Then shifting back all to your left foot, you're going to pivot on the right foot, bring that foot in parallel, and then ball, toe ball heel, as it were, until you are centered. Okay, one more time. Let's do it. So get in your good bow stance and shifting back, turning. Some of the weights over here now. We're gonna pivot as we're shifting back to the left. Bring our foot in once it's totally unweighted. But remember, it's into a shoulder width apart stance. And then you shift back to center. How's that feeling? Not so hard, right? Not so hard. It actually makes a lot of sense once you start doing what you're doing. So I'm going to explain again what you saw before. I didn't really explain it. So we were like this. I am actually going to shift back and make this whole arm an arm I can swing and chop with. And then I'm going to go like this. Okay, so, and I'd actually like you to, well, we'll try it in a minute. We'll try it in a minute when I can do it with you. So I'm gonna shift back and make a little adjustment of this right arm in order that it swings and chops well. I don't stop here, but this is what where the chop would be. You got it? And you see how my left hand is just turning with my body. So here I am, and bong, right? If there was something here, but you know what? I'm going to chop right through it because, you know, like it's a powerful swing, right? So I'm going to start to shift to center, and then I'm just going to go right through. Then I'm going to circle my arms. We're going to go through how to do that. Step back and make this thing called a double ward off. Remember, we did the windshield wiper? We've done it a couple times. It's a standing ward off. In this case, we have two. Okay. So I'm going to now take this off because I'm going to ask you folks to let's see. I want you to how do I want you to do it? I want you to come up and face the same way I am. And that should be your right arm, right? Closest to the screen, right? I want you to mirror me. I know this is going to be hard for at least one of us, but I want you to mirror me. And now the first thing I want you to do is see if, without changing this arm, how hard or easy it is for you to kind of turn and feel like you can make a powerful, okay? Swinging your body, right? Because we swing. Okay, now I want, you may or may not feel it, but what we actually do is we don't bring the elbow up, but we rotate our forearm a little. And we rotate it in such a way, you know, you're in push here, right? We rotate it in such a way, and this is your right arm that's rotating, that it almost looks like you made a triangle. And you do it by opening this a little bit and sort of turning just a little bit to the left. I mean, sorry, to your right, Okay, so you're like this, and you just make this little turn, and it's going to be when your weight goes to center. Now, after you've made that turn, see what it feels like to swing that arm. I see some of you go, whoa, that's different. That's different. It may not feel, eventually it will feel different. So you're gonna open that shoulder a little bit and just turn a little bit, and you're going to like make a triangle with your arms. And then you're going to swing when you do the footwork. And think of chopping something, right? Boom, right over there. And it isn't this, it's a whole body thing. It's a whole body thing, believe it, right? But that whole body thing would feel really awkward if you didn't make that one little change. So that's why I'm pointing it out to you. Now, if you don't, yeah, go ahead, Erlyn.
Can I interrupt you just for 1 second
Yeah.
on the, sorry, but when you're just doing the swing, I can't tell from the camera how high up your fingertips are in space when you do that swing.
You can't. So it's, what we're going to do is actually say paint a rainbow. And it's going to come, it's one of the few moves that is actually going to go past your eyes, where, I mean, normally, like if we do cloud hands, we never, ever, ever get it higher than our eyes, right? But this move does. So it might, tops of your fingers might come this high, but it's not like this. It's hard because there's distortion here. It's not like, it's not way up here. It's just a kind of rainbow. Imagine painting a rainbow that kind of looks like this. Okay, good question. Excellent. All right, so you got that first. So when I say you're gonna make a triangle, you know what that is. That's that little turn to the right, and you see a little triangle, right? If you look at your hands, you see a little triangle. And then your footwork is going to be easy because you're pivoting and you're moving, and you're going to swing over to that other side. And your initial hand is just going to stay. Okay? Now, so that's one piece of it. So let's just practice that a couple times. So while we're right together, I'll see if I can get down here. So we're going to make that triangle as we shift back a little bit, and then leave the right arm sort of where it is, paint a rainbow as we turn. And as we turn, you're turning square, and I see every last one of you did. Great. So we'll do it one more time. And you would be shifting back a little bit. You turn a little tiny bit to the left, sort of opening that shoulder a little bit. See that triangle, and then paint that rainbow. Okay. So what do we do from there? How do we circle our arms? Well, we've actually played this game before, but we're going to do it slowly. I want you to keep, this is our body shape, right? It's like hug a tree, right? We're doing everything, but if you haven't noticed by now, start noticing that we almost always have this here. Sometimes we don't, but a lot of it is just always this part of us. There's always a little opening here, and this part of us is always down, sort of at these angles. So, you know, what some of you might have said, oh, I remember that from dance at some point, right? Or maybe not, you know, but it's like, this is our position. So anyway, we're going to end up sort of like this after that chop. Then I want you to think about your index finger and the rest of your fingers. And I want you to imagine walls on either side of you. And I just want you to paint down the walls without moving your elbows. You're going to get to a point where you can't go any further, right? Right? Because your arms are straight, right? That's the moment that you let your elbows roll and your hands come in. Okay, so let's try it. If we go like this, you really know how to do this. Just drop them. Up, drop them. If you can keep your upper arms like I am, you can get a feel for it. Okay. I'm not going way out in front of me or anything, right? It's just, you're just dropping like this. So if we remember, we've had some of these games before, right? There you go. There you go. Right? You just need to be a scarecrow, right? Except we're not really scarecrows. So what's going to happen is we're going to end up like this. And we've got a little bit of energy and connection here. And then what are we going to do? An easy way is to say, make sure your fingers go down the wall, and then they're going to turn and come in. Nice. This is really like you can, it's the opposite of this swing we've been doing. If you bring it back down, it's the exact opposite of that swing. So if you just like swing down, you're kind of doing it. So if you relax, you'll be able to do it. I have full faith. So paint two rainbows. You're over here. And down here. Now here's the tricky part. Let's turn here, and I am no longer mirroring you. So you're going to see my right arm. We're stopping the mirroring. Here's my right arm. We're all going to turn this way, right? And our arms are here. Right arm is here. I'm going to just turn so you can see it, right? I want the right arm to end up behind the left arm as you cross. Okay? So, right arm behind the left arm. And now I want you to think as you cross, do you feel the point of contact? I want you to lift up with the right arm and see what happens. Lift up with the right arm. The right arm will end up on the outside. If you actually feel the point of contact here and you lift it up. Now, when we actually do it, you don't have to lift up, but that's a way to remember it, right? So, and you do want your arms to have a contact, a point of contact. So your hands have come down and they've ended up here. Your arms cross, the right arm is behind. But in some sort of Tai Chi magic, as you come up, the right arm ends up in front, which is kind of tricky. Okay? So when I say right arm behind, I'm giving you some instruction, then that's what's gonna happen. All right? I think there's so we're gonna try this in a few directions. Any questions at this point? This is one of those you just have to try. Okay, feel free to shout out if you want. Believe it or not, we're gonna do it from this, I'll get maybe a little closer. We're gonna do it from this direction first. So here's our push. So I know I'm going away from you, but it'll make the footwork obvious. I want you to get the footwork in here. So what's going to happen? We're going to start to shift back. Feel the weight now coming more towards your heel of your left foot. But it's about, once you're at center, it's about to go towards your right foot, which is out to the corner, all right? As you do that, so go back to your push, the end of your push. As you do that, open that right shoulder a little bit and make a triangle. Now shift your weight towards your right foot and pivot that left foot as you paint a rainbow. And for right now, we're going to stop at this corner. We won't later, but we're going to stop at this corner. I want you to see it, to be chopping here. Okay, like boom. So let's do that again, just that much. Here we are, we're pushing. We start to come back. We make a rainbow and paint pivot. I mean, it's not paint pivot, it's chop pivot. Okay, or paint a rainbow, whichever you want. Rainbow or chop. I'm going to say chop. From push, start to come back. Your hands don't flatten here. Start to come back. You're about to pivot and you make a triangle and turn, swing, chop to the corner. Now what happens? Think of the ball of your right foot. Push with that ball. Your arms circle down and end up pointed towards the back. And you step back and touch with your toe. As you shift your weight to center, your arms cross. How did they cross? They cross with the right arm behind. Then the arms lift up and somehow the right arm ends up in front. One more time. Shifting back, make a triangle and chop, pivot. Shift to your left foot. Step back. Cross your arms, the right is behind. And up as your weight is fully centered. And again. Shifting back, make a triangle and chop. Paint down that wall. Circle those arms, step back, shift your weight and up. How crazy is this? Crazy, right? Yeah, Erlyn.
Yeah, so when you're in push and then you just start to move and you do the triangle, your hands are like starting to go like.
Yes.
And then you do your chop. Do your hands end up still tilted when they've chopped? Or is your hand more upright and this one tilted? What position are they after the chop?
So you're gonna kind of leave the left arm where it is. See, they're the left arm. So they are. If I moved them like this, they're close, but not quite the same. This one is tilted a little bit more.
So
just imagine something you're chopping through, and I think chopping with this.
Okay, so it's a little more upright, and this one is still maintaining a little tilt from the triangle thing that you.
So the tilt, they're both upright this way, but you've kind of rotated it this way. So they're both upright this way, right? That hasn't changed, but this one rotated a little bit in order for you to be able to swing it.
Can you just clarify about that triangle? Is the right hand doing all the work to make the triangle?
Yes,
It's
the right hand and your right shoulder.
Okay, so
So I am
one just
not,
stays.
I'm not mirroring you now. I am not mirroring you, right? But you see that? You see how my left hand doesn't do much? It's this little turn, and I'm giving myself a little more room right in here too. But it's just but you see, there's still, this is still the same. It's just that it's tipped a little bit, and you can feel it when you go to swing. if you don't make that triangle first and you swing a whole body swing as you move your weight, it will feel very awkward if you haven't done that. So you probably end up doing something like that anyway to make it feel right. So, and we keep the hand, these nice Tai Chi hands all the time, but it's, when in doubt, you've pretty much always got a curve. Sometimes you have more of a curve than others, right? You might have a curve this way, or you might have a curve this way, but you usually have if you go like this, I mean, that's how our Tai Chi works. It's always got these circles in them. So when we're like this, that's got this, I can't show it to you. That's got this circle in it, right? So it's just all basic body shape. Any more questions, Lynn?
Oh, I'll rewatch the video. I'm still a little, because I know that my hands have shifted, but then I know they've shifted like this before I swing, but then they seem more like that when they're done.
Don't
So,
worry. When they're
Okay.
done, okay, when they're done, one is a little higher than the other, but when they're done, they're going to seem the same. I think
Okay.
if you just, they might be a little different if you're really thinking at that moment of the chop, right? It's because you're imagining chopping right there, but they're going to be very close. And it's very similar if you've seen the form where somebody's kicking. It's very similar to that. Okay, so it looks very similar. This is a fine point well beyond section 1 learning. So, but making the triangle is something we talk about. Okay, how's the shifting going? Okay, well, now you've been introduced to that, and I just want to show you, we're coming towards the end of class, so I want to, and we're going to do a little practice right at the end. I want to show you what happens afterwards, right? So I'm going to show you from here. So here we are. You can actually do it along with me if you want. So we're going to open our arms like we were presenting something to somebody, right? And then starting at the upper arms, we're going to, Nancy likes to say, we're going to put those circular ends on the mailing tube, but starting from your upper arms and then going down, you're going to have this little wave to turn your hands over, and then look where you are. You can just come down, upper arm, middle arm, bottom arm, just like you did in opening. And this is called closing. Okay, so not so hard. Okay, more on that next week. I think we should do from parry, block, and punch, right? Let's do it from parry, block, and punch, see how far we get. So where are we? Left foot forward and right hand striking. Feel your weight centered on your bottoms of both feet. And parry, block, and punch. Left arm rising, hands come to center, left foot goes out. And both arms circle down, make that fist halfway down, and step, one line, two sides, and turn, block, and punch. Apparent closing up, yield, little turn to the left, turning back square, they rotate and cross, open, come back, wipe that opponent off, get rid of them, and push. Cross hands, starting to shift back, make a triangle and pivot, chop. Circle down, your weight's coming to the left, step back when you can, cross your arms, and cross hands. Closing. Stand up. Present your arms, palm up. Put the mailing tube ends on. And like the end of opening, push down. Wait a second. Let your hands come to your sides. Shift, and I guess that's it in this form. Sometimes in some of the forms we shift and bring our feet back together. So next time when we start, we'll do the whole thing. So bring your questions. We will be reviewing for the next couple of weeks. And there'll be a little opportunity for review as well when we move into the second section, which will happen after we take off for the 4th of July in the United States. That's our national holiday. All right, any final questions? Great, all right. See you next week.